Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Diego Naranjo.
And I'm Maryant Fernández.
We both work as advocacy managers at European Digital Rights. For those who don't know us, European Digital Rights is an association of NGOs around Europe that defend human rights online. Tonight, we would like you to help us answer a question. Are you a terrorist?
So we'll first explain what the European Parliament has done so far. So this is Rachida Dati. She's a French politician that was in charge of a report at the European Parliament on radicalization. According to her, you can be a terrorist if you use encryption or if you run an internet company and fail to censor illegal content or legal content. Yes, you heard me well, legal content.
Here we have another Parliament superhero. This is Timothy Kirkhope when he was only 6 years old. For those who don't know him, Timothy Kirkhope is the MEP in charge of a draft directive on the EU passenger name record, also known as PNR. And this proposal will allow to surveil the movement of everyone in the EU.
So since the Paris attacks, things got worse. As you probably remember, Brussels was under a lockdown. Concert halls was closed, public transport was limited, everybody was at home. And on the streets, you could only see policemen and soldiers like the ones on the image. I mean, it was very, very scary, right, Diego?
It was indeed. But this was not enough. With all this mess, the Belgian police came to our office using their hovercars. They came to the EDRI office with a concrete task. They said, Diego, Maryant, you need to stop terrorist radicalization. Our cats are tired. We are tired. We need something to identify terrorists.
So we came up with a great tool. We call it the terrorist test. And what is it? Well, it identifies 10 symptoms which demonstrate that you are becoming a terrorist. And for the purposes of this test, we'll use real-life situations which lead to radicalization. Sometimes can be true, sometimes we are a little bit creative, but nonetheless true. Are you ready? Are you ready, Diego?
I'm ready. So this is the first sign. The first sign of radicalization is we just stop hanging out with your friends. Maybe you stopped playing FIFA with your friends. You stopped going out with your friends to your favorite pub. Be alert if your friends and you used to be like the Goonies, like a very good group of friends, but then you stopped doing it and you just fell apart. These are the first sign of radicalization.
Indicator number 2. How many of you don't like your mother-in-law, or how many of you can stand your older sister, always arguing, always complaining about everything? Well, let me tell you that according to our deep research, rejecting members of your family is a clear symptom that you're becoming a terrorist, and you know that that's very bad, and Diego knows it too.
Yeah, I do. How you recently changed your eating habits and become vegetarian or vegan when you used to be maybe a hamburger lover? If you stopped eating animals or drinking milk, you are a suspect. I get your point. I'm also a vegetarian myself. And if you said yes, I suggest you to tick the box in our terrorist test. This is symptom number 3.
4. Okay, I admit it. I was like the famous actor Scott Caan. I was a bad kid in school, and I was usually in trouble. So I decided to leave school like Bill Gates and Scott Caan, and I decided to go to EDRI. Have you done something similar? Well, I'm afraid that according to our test, you, Scott, and I are likely to be a terrorist. And yeah, I admit it, that's bad.
Well, it is also a dangerous sign if you stop listening to music. We used to be a heavy metal fan. Now you are basically maybe like that man in the suit, angry and boring. Please do not hesitate to put yourself on the potential terrorist list. This is symptom number 5.
Another symptom is that you stop watching TV or going to the cinema because you can see their forbidden images. You probably think you don't comply with this symptom, but our high-quality research demonstrates that stop watching your favorite show shows that you're obviously a subject, and come on, you know it. And this is symptom number 6.
Well, the next sign is another clear sign of radicalization is, of course, when you stop doing sports regularly. It is necessary to watch out for those who sign up for a gym and then quit after a few months, or those who played football with you and quit your local team because, well, they say they have no time at all. They are suspects, and if you ever did this at some point, you're a suspect too.
So they used to be very posh, but suddenly went to Paris, and when you came back, you turned to be a hipster. You now have a long beard or wear a hat. Well, unfortunately, let me inform you that according to our test, that is also bad, and hipsterizing yourself is radical. Stop it if you don't want the police to identify you as a terrorist.
Indeed, well, according to Commissioner Oettinger, those who defend net neutrality are like Talibans. Do you believe in an internet that allows you to connect from one to other point of the network without discrimination? Have you visited our SaveTheInternet.eu website? well, that is a clear sign that you are becoming radicalized. You are a suspect for this terrorist test too.
Now let me introduce you to Max. This is Max. Max is the kind of guy who likes going to to get a coffee by himself. He thinks he's too cool and likes going to coffee shops alone. And besides being a loner, he doesn't listen to his mother or to any kind of authority like his boss. I haven't told him yet, but he's definitely a candidate to fail our terrorist test. And well, don't tell the police, right?
We will not. Well, that was the last indicator. And the issue is that more and more often algorithms frequently, without human supervision, are becoming the real decision makers in our lives. Using social networks like Facebook and clicking on certain images or films will design a profile of you. The decision then will be made on you without being aware of it, and you cannot react against it.
Yeah, and you might have thought that we were joking, but actually we were not. Actually, this is a real campaign of the French government to stop jihadism. These 10 signs, according to the French government, show that people are being radicalized, and thanks to these, we can show that policymaking should be based on evidence and not on randomness.
Exactly. Using profiling to prevent terrorist attacks can lead to false positive, like this case, the case of Maher Arar. Because of racial profiling, he was detained by US authorities, he's sent to Syria, and then he was held for a year in a jail and tortured. Maher Arar and his family were wrongly identified by the FBI as Islamic extremists.
And I hope you appreciated the humor, but really got the message. And remember that encryption saves lives and protects your privacy. Say no to PNR, no to profiling, because you actually have the right to be different. And you have the right to be a hipster. And finally, let's fight for policymakers to base their decisions on evidence and not on randomness. And thank you.
Thank you.